bad position for the mic, though, in real life.
Yeah, it's about right. I'll pick up. Yeah,
So,
that's about right. Yeah, that's fine.
So.
It works. All right. Well, whenever.
Okay, I'm going to hit the go live.
All right, hang on.
What?
It's
too late for hanging out. I believe we are live.
Are we live?
Yes.
We are live.
Camera chatters, welcome to Camera Chat, our 5th show of the year 2020. I'm Jim Selleck, and I'm here with my constantly colorful companion in chat. There's going to be a different alliteration every week. I just want to warn you.
I figured that out.
Yeah. Thomas Nighswander is here with me. Let's throw
folks.
the camera on Thomas. Hey.
Hey
say
guys,
hi.
Hey.
Yeah, you look pretty good, Tom.
Not too bad.
They look a little purple. I can do something about that when the camera's off.
Mic in my hand.
Yeah.
I can get rid of that.
Yeah.
Maybe so I can tweak that.
Yeah, we're actually.
Yes. Go ahead.
It's back on me for right now. We're every week we do a little bit of tweaking on the technical end. We finally got the sound sounding pretty good, but not good enough. We have a little bit of echo with the microphones that we're using because of the room, and these microphones will. Let's see if we can put it on the cover cam. We have our cover cam, and
check it out.
And it looks like we have sound now on the cover cam, which is pretty cool.
Yes, that is cool.
But yeah, this will. Hi, how you doing? As you can see, we have new microphones, but we're still experimenting and still working on it.
Right.
So for the Camera Chat show,
Yes.
which now last week it cut off automatically after 20 minutes, which was really annoying, and I looked it up, and there's no reason that should have happened. So it says it happens when there's like a network communication failure.
Right.
So I think it was just a glitch or a bobble. But fortunately, I was recording.
Yes.
And I got the whole thing, and I posted the entire show, including the acknowledgments at the end and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, we're working through it, growing pains.
We are working through it.
Yeah.
Let me look at you again and see. Well, you still have a microphone in your face, but look, you
That's
look good.
all right. It
Look
can
good.
be there. That's fine. I could probably move it up a little bit. How about that? There we go. Yeah, that's a typical shotgun mic in your face kind of.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yes, it is indeed. So let's give you a little bit more of it. Yeah, there we go. That's what.
We're trying a different light, by the way, on my face.
We're constantly trying to work out a way to the fact that Thomas always wears
A hat.
A hat. Yeah.
Yes, it blocks the overhead light.
It's a lighting challenge, but hey, there you go.
No.
So I thought today we don't have a single specific topic. I thought it would be nice to cover some common questions that we've both heard a million times.
Yes.
And as such, I wrote down on my little phone here, I wanted to bring up something now. I don't want to blindside you with this, but
That's
you
all right.
said something to me in a phone conversation
You
about
can't
a week
repeat
ago.
that.
No, not that.
Okay.
The other thing that you said is sometimes I think there's no such thing as a bad photograph.
Yeah.
And so what do you mean by that?
By no such thing as a bad photo. Well, I mean, technically, if you're taking a photo, you're taking a photo as a memory, I guess. So, who's to say it's bad? I mean, there might be incorrect photos. Maybe the horizon line's crooked, which is one of my pet peeves. Or, Lake Michigan doesn't run downhill.
Doesn't it?
Or uphill.
Yeah, and of course, I just published a Lake Michigan photo earlier today, and now I'm thinking it was just slightly crooked. That probably bugged you.
So, yeah, but it's not like there's no bad. I mean, it's not my point, to tell someone that photo sucks or that's a bad photo, It's because whoever took it, to them it's a good photo. So, I can tell you or help you how to improve on it maybe, if there is improvement to be made. But I don't really think there's really a bad photo because it's just, I mean, like my grandma, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago when she'd take our pictures of the old 126 and a couple of our, I'll do the obligatory Christmas grandkid pictures, right? We all sit on the couch and one of our heads would be cut off because she just didn't frame it right.
Yes.
But she still got us in the photo. So
of course.
and that's the only one we have, right? So is that a bad photo?
No. And as we were saying in a post on a Camera Chat page yesterday, a good photo, to me, the definition of a good photo is one that makes you happy.
Exactly.
You're the person who took it. If it makes you happy, it's a good photo.
Yeah, and if a photograph is actually should instill a thought or a memory or a maybe like a picture of a waterfall, and it's like, oh, I've never been there, or it just brings back someone might never, or maybe someone's never been there, and like, oh, that's beautiful. I wish I could have gone there.
Yeah.
So it should instill some type of emotion. So when you see an image that's a good image, a good image will instill emotion when you see it, right?
Yeah.
And I have a story I heard from a good friend of mine that teaches workshops also. And he had a photo of a flower. I can't remember what flower it was. Let's just say petunia or whatever. and the lady really liked it. And she's like, oh, this is a beautiful picture of a whatever. It wasn't she said something else, the flower. And she goes, my mom. And she goes, my mom really loves those flowers. She passed. She used to grow them. And then my friend goes, well, it's actually a, orchid or whatever, And she's like, oh, I don't like it now.
Oh!
Because it wasn't what she thought it.
Oh, no.
The memory. So she goes, well, then the memory. So it's a pretty, don't correct your viewer.
No.
They're viewing it for their own. They're in a totally different way than what we shot it as.
So don't spoil it for somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and the other thing is, when we're doing workshops, we will. I'll see where the camera's set up and kind of go, okay, how's your camera set up, and then let them shoot a little bit, and then let them come back and check on them and say, okay, let's try this and try that and try that, right? But don't show them right off the get-go how I would shoot it. Let them shoot it and then say, okay, or then sometimes I don't have to correct them all. It's like, wow, that's a great angle, I'm gonna borrow that.
Steal it, yeah.
Steal it,
You're gonna steal it.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as bad photos as long as you're shooting.
Yeah.
So.
I took a few notes about things that I think people sometimes, they may have a favorite photo, they may love it, but there may be things about it that they wish were a little better.
Right.
And the first one, because this has happened to me a lot, especially, not so much recently, but when I was learning and figuring it out, was the focus being off the primary subject.
Right.
And that's, it's just like, it's just like I got the autofocus going and it picked something in the background, and the person I love smiling in the foreground, they're just not quite in
just
focus.
not tack sharp,
Yeah.
right? And that's that's a combination of two things, right? It can be operator error. You could have your focus point set wrong in your camera. It could be the camera just, maybe the camera just it didn't focus on your subject, maybe incorrect depth of field. Maybe you had your depth of field too shallow, so you're not getting a great depth of field, which would be a higher f-stop.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things that can make that happen. Like, I'm just recently shooting, I've been shooting with it since June, but I did a model shoot a few months ago of a friend of mine, just needs some headshots. And every single photo wasn't exactly tack sharp on her eyes. And I looked at it and go, why? Why was I not tack sharp? And I was shooting wide open because I wanted bokeh, I wanted the background way out of focus, right? And I started just looking up, the Nikon Z6, what was I setting wrong? And I was checking my focus peaking and everything. So, it just happens sometimes. I just didn't have it set right. And now, they're good enough to use. They weren't like terrible out of focus, but if you're pixel peeping,
And we do pixel.
Yes,
we do pixel peep, definitely.
Yeah, you can see they're a little bit soft.
Yeah.
So
and that's thank you for admitting that it doesn't matter how experienced you get.
Right.
There are always learning opportunities. We make mistakes.
Yes, and and with the new Z system, I've been shooting Nikon for years. I've shot Fuji for years. And the new Z system is a whole new beast of learning how to actually, the nuances maybe, or what do you want to say, of the autofocus system. And it's a very amazing system. I got to learn the setup. Like they have eye focus now. It'll actually focus on the eyes. And then I was playing with that, and it's like, oh my God, that does a really good job. So sometimes just trust the tool. Or understand the tool that you're using, right?
Right.
Respect the tool you're using, maybe.
Right.
So don't try and outthink it.
One of the things that one of our primary goals is not to geek out too much,
right?
Not to leave people behind with too many technical details.
Right.
But at the same time, I think it is safe for us to cover a few things. There's a few things that you mesh, a few key terms,
Yes.
the depth of field set by the f-stop and stuff like
The
that.
bokeh.
Bokeh,
Correct.
yes, we should not be afraid to sort of explain and give some examples. So I don't have any examples of what bokeh looks
we'll
like.
go into that. I'll make some notes.
Okay.
We can talk about bokeh and depth of field, and then
Sure.
and bokeh, is in a nutshell. So when you see a picture and your face is in focus, but the background's totally blurry or has a fuzziness to it and circular, like stoplights look like big circles or whatever.
Right.
That's part of the bokeh, right? And then
Yeah.
and then the f-stop, the f-stop is the aperture, and we'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit last week, but so bokeh f-stop, yeah. But yeah, just a lot of people will get caught up in all these things too. Well, I want to learn what that is and that is, and you see it and because of social media, you see someone else doing it, like, well, I want to do that now, right? So yeah, we can help with that.
Yeah.
And the best way to do it is actually hands-on. We can talk about till we're blue in the face, but the best way to do it is go out and actually pick up a camera and have someone show you how it works.
Oh
right?
yeah. Well, ultimately that is
Right.
what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Again, among the things that especially affect digital photography,
Right.
as we moved, we both started in film,
Right.
but the term used crushed blacks and blown out whites.
Ooh, I've never heard crushed blacks.
Crushed is more of a video term. I'm a video guy.
Yeah.
But it is especially afflicts video. But there's let me try to make this not too complicated. The intensity, the brightness of the light that and it's all photography is nothing but light.
Right.
But when you're recording it digitally, there is a fixed number of intensities. 0 is totally black, and 255 is totally white. And if you ever get a value in your picture that is too close to totally black or too close to totally white, you lose all of the detail.
Right.
And that's tricky.
It's kind of like back in the film days. Hang on, I gotta write a note here. So back in film days, blown out or burned out highlights was because you physically burnt the emulsion off the film.
Yes.
There's nothing there, right?
Yes.
So that's why we say blown out or burned out because it's literally.
Well,
gone.
yeah, and when you would develop the film, it would just if you looked at it later, it's just clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
And the light from the bulb and the projector is just going straight through it.
Yeah, there's nothing there to capture, right? So that's those terms stuck around with digital. And actually, I can geek out on this one, but technically the ISO dial on your digital camera is actually a gain control.
Yes.
But that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not, Film was film, we talked about that. ISO on film, which used to be called ASA,
Right.
which is American Standards Association, I think, and then ISO is International Standards Organization.
Yeah. Same guy's, different name.
Yeah, more politically correct, right? Same thing, different name. So the blown out f-stop bokeh. Yeah, what else you got going on there?
Well, there's a bunch of tools that are inside your camera that you may not even know about in order to help you identify areas where things are too bright. There's a zebra stripe setting on most of these cameras.
Which is mostly for video, yeah. I never use it in stills, ever. I use the highlight function.
Okay.
Which will show you, there's a highlight function that's it blinks. And it'll show you in whatever color you pick, like mine's picked at red, and it'll blink saying, "Hey, it's too bright. There's no detail there." Right. It'll blink in the hot spots. But sometimes you can't get away from that. If you're shooting if you're shooting a beautiful sunrise and the sun's gonna technically get blown out.
Right.
Unless you use even using filters, it's hard to keep it from blowing out, and that's just part of the beast.
Sure.
It's if you look directly in the sun, I don't think it feels so good either.
No, it's probably not a good idea to stare directly into the sun.
So.
No, but there are various filters.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that. There's a neutral density filter, which some cameras have them built in, most do not.
I think Olympus does.
Okay.
And their Micro Four Thirds. They have a lot. Olympus has a lot of cool features in their cameras that do a lot of those things. ND filters. I teach that in my workshops. And I have quite a few because I'm sponsored by a couple of companies that like Breakthrough Photography. They don't sponsor me, but I'm one of their not really a pro. I don't know what you want to call it, affiliate. I don't know. They don't really have a pro.
They like you.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, our big Kahuna 4K Sony color cover cam actually has 3 levels of neutral density filters built into it.
And,
but that's, wow. There's certain situations that are a little unusual, but if you're water reflects light like mad, and if you're a bright sunny day with no cloud cover, shooting out in a lake or in an ocean, you have to have something to cut the light down.
Usually a polarizer. Yeah. In video, you want an ND, which is that's neutral density. They call it ND filters.
Right.
But video you want ND also. From what to slow your shutter speed down and all that to so you get a smoother flow, and there's a lot going on there. That's why you're the video guy and I'm the still guy.
Well, we both fly the same drone.
Yeah, we do fly drones, and I use NDs on that.
And I do use the zebra filter turned down on the drone to help me when I'm shooting video on it, especially.
And we're flying older drones, man. Our drones are
that's true. They're obsolete now,
but they still define.
Yeah, and they you can take some darn good pictures with those. In fact, the I'm not sure what you call it, the cover photo or the background photo on my Facebook page. It was taken by my drone. Right on. Like 400 feet over my house, which is, by the way, the legal limit. Yes. If you go to 401, you're in serious trouble with somebody. I'm not sure.
Depends on where you're at. Yeah. So with ND filters, And,
you know what? We are almost out of time already. It's so fast, but there's a couple of more things I put on. And this one, pet peeve with me, and I carry. I'm going to tell you what it is without telling you. But in every pocket of every pair of pants I've got, and every pocket of every backpack, I have cleaning cloths. Right. Dirt on the lens is like oh my goodness, cleaning your optics, please.
Oh God.
Because that's nothing worse, I think.
There's this happens a lot. Someone will be sharing a photo with me on their phone. Well, check out this picture I took, and it's kind of blurry, and what's wrong? And I said, well, your phone goes in and out of your pocket all the time. Right. There's probably lint on the lens. She goes, oh my God, there is. She wiped it off, and the pictures came out clearer. And I'm like, so we don't think about that. It goes in our pocket. Right. So your phone lens is like, why are my pictures so junky? Well, we don't put our cameras in our pockets, but not unless it's a little point shoot or something. Yeah. But cleaning the lens is huge, right? And what do you use to clean them with, right? Do you use a optical cleaning cloth for your like we use on our eyeglasses? They work.
Yeah, I use microfiber cloths that are rated for lens cleaning.
Right, and I'll even use. That sometimes when I want to clean my camera up, I'll go to whoever big box store and buy a dozen of those microfiber cloths for using around the house. And they work great for just cleaning off the camera.
They do
dust off the camera. You can clean as long as the cloth's clean, you can clean your lenses with it. I've known to use my shirt.
No, that's not recommended.
I know.
We do not recommend that you use ordinary.
Yes.
Well,
I haven't, but
that is so risky because the cloth of your shirt it picks up dust, carries little micro abrasives. Okay. One scratch can ruin your whole day, and these lenses are very expensive.
Yes.
Of course, I always my most expensive lenses, I always have a filter on the front.
A clear filter on the front.
So I'm cleaning and that's a ritual. First time putting that filter on the lens. Right. I feel like I should go into a clean room somewhere. Make sure.
Because one little speck of dust in there just drives me.
Now I have one last thing, and we are at 20 minutes already, believe it or not. But
we get
this is one, Tom.
Yes.
If that is your real name, you may not have heard of this one, believe it or not. But this is a problem that I had, and I looked it up, and I found out it's relatively common.
Okay.
I had mites in my camera.
Mites
in the camera.
Well, don't store your camera in a barn, man.
I did not store the camera in a barn. I was actually I went to a Detroit Tiger baseball game.
They don't have mites.
No, but I had the long lens. I had my 600 millimeter lens hooked onto the camera, and I was getting beautiful shots of the the players out on the field. But I was zoomed all the way into 600, and as a result, I was getting a pretty good view of what was on the mirror. And I thought, that piece of dirt is kind of moving.
Whoa.
It's got legs. It's a
It's alive. Oh my, that's
it was so creepy. And then I realized there's like 100 of them, and they're just sort of like crawling all
Well, I'm
over.
not coming to your house.
No, they're all gone now. I found out how to get rid of them. But
I've never heard of that. I've heard of fungus. Happens a lot. I've seen spider kind of like things from fungus and whatnot in lenses. And
I invite you, Thomas, if that is your real name.
I'm going with it today, okay?
I invite you to look it up, Google it, because mites in the camera is a thing. It is a real thing.
It's kind of like bats in the belfry.
Yeah, well, which I have. And
mites in the camera. Totally.
Mites in the camera.
Was it in your lens or in your camera?
It was in the camera. They were actually like,
if you shoot a lot, you won't get mites, okay? So so just shoot more.
Yeah, just shoot more. I never did. I don't know what they were living on. I think it might have been that goopy lubricant stuff that they used to make the
oils and stuff. Yeah,
to make the.
Was this a film camera?
No, this was actually this is my D750.
Wow.
Yeah,
I had to let Nikon know about that one.
I had to freeze those little suckers out. That's what I did.
Yes, you did. How did you get that really cool bokeh? It's called it's called mites.
It's a proprietary secret. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to throw the camera chat splash screen up right now, and we talk about let's see if we can find. Oh no.
Anybody watching out there?
I don't know. Where's I have somewhere here. I have my acknowledgments, but I don't know where they are.
That's okay. Well, we can do that.
Here they are.
All right.
I found my acknowledgments.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
So we want to thank Westbourne Camera in Livonia, Michigan, and that's our offices, and their store in Dearborn, Michigan. Their used camera store right next to the old address. They have going to talk to Joel. They have a great selection of just pro gear, beginner gear. It's good thing. I'm stumbling. But yeah, Westbourne Camera. And obviously National Photography Workshops.
Woo!
Yeah, right. And we want to talk about Roland in
Roland Detroit Films.
Roland Detroit Films.
My little company.
That's his thing, you should check out some of his films online. They're funny.
They're terribly embarrassing. Yes.
But they're funny as heck. They're really good. So I think that's about it, isn't it?
That you know what? That is it. We're going to
let us know if you enjoyed the show. You can like it at any time, and we'll share it on YouTube, I guess now.
Yes, we are also sharing on YouTube. There's a number of things that we're doing. Let's throw it back to the cover cam for a second, because heck, hopefully this is still streaming. If it's not, we will republish it.
Yes.
But there's a website where we're going to have a blog, and everything's going to be all tied together.
Yep.
It's amazing.
It's great when a plan comes
together. It is wonderful when a plan comes together, and we don't have cigars to chomp. But
sorry, Hannibal Smith.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here.
We are. Well, you know what? We should say that's a wrap. We're going to have a tagline. We're actually going to have a tagline.
We'll have a contest for a tagline.
Well, or we could just say that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
All right, we're out of here. End.